Welcome to the lecture on optimizing large language model training on GPUs. We will cover a brief history of Tensor Cores on GPU, and then the mixed precision training, and then transformer engines that let you leverage the latest Tensor Core hardware. In 2012, computer vision changed forever. Before then, object recognition were dominated by traditional machine learning algorithms, such as SVM, were handcrafted features. But then came AlexNet, a deep convolution neural network that won the 2012 image visual recognition challenge by a huge margin. At that time, GPUs were not previously commonly used for training deep networks, but AlexNet changed that by using two NVIDIA GTX 580 GPUs in parallel, showing it to train 1.2 million images, each labeling around 1,000 categories. After the vision language models entered the era of language models, the bigger the model, the more complex the matrix math, and more computation demanded. So AlexNet was 60 million parameters, but then BERT is 340 million, and then GPT-2 1.5 billion, GPT-3 175 billion, and now the DeepSeek V3 is 670 billion. The parameter size grew tremendously. That means more matrices computed, and the traditional hardware can no longer support the growing demand of computation. As deep learning became mainstream, GPUs became the primary training platform, but engineering noticed something important. In modern processors, issuing one instruction consumes a significant amount of net energy, 30 picojoules, and performing the actual computation is only 1.5 picojoules energy. So in naive GPU code, most energy is spent on issuing instructions. For example, the warp scheduler will issue threads to the computation hardware, and then the core themselves compute the operation is less than the issue of the instruction. Therefore, there's 20 times overhead of this launching of the simple instruction. How to solve the inefficiency of the instructions? Instead of one instructions compute one multiply and addition, we prefer one instruction compute multiple multiplies and additions. This leads to a new hardware idea, matrix multiply accelerators. This HMMA stands for half precision matrix multiply accumulate unit. Instead of thousands of scalar FP32 operations, a single tensor core can compute a small matrix multiply with one instruction. So one instruction, multiple floating point operations. What is the result? Much higher throughput and better performance per watts. It is designed specifically for deep learning workloads. Here is a brief history of the Tensor Core. In 2017, Volta entered. It introduces Tensor Core, optimized for FP16 training, and the size is 8 by 8 by 4, a relatively small matrix multiplication. But that is 1,000 flops per cycle per SM, a tremendous leap from the traditional Kepler architecture. In 2022 came Ampere, such as A100. It introduces a new types of this half precision, which is called brain float, instead of the floating point. What is the advantage of this brain float format? It has larger dynamic range, so it can represent a larger range of values than the traditional FP, and it became the de facto standard precision for language model training. Next came Hopper in the late 2022, so H100, H200. It added FP8 Tensor Core and makes it larger, 64 by 256 by 6, and it supports for scaling FP8 training. And then enter Blackwell, even larger Tensor Core unit, higher throughput, designed for trillion parameter models. Hardware got tremendously faster, but only if the software adapts. If you use the original FP32, you cannot leverage the full power of the Tensor Cores, which are called the half precision matrix multiply unit. For example, in A100, to leverage the high throughput, you need the FP or BF 16.4 instead of 32. You might wonder, let's just convert all of our weights activations into FP16 or BF16, the low precision. What might be a problem with that? In large language model training, the weights we perform a forward pass, compute the loss, calculate the backward pass, obtain the gradients, update the parameter. If our weights and gradients are in FP16, what might be some problem? The gradients are usually smaller, much smaller, compared to the weight values. Single precision FP32 gives you no issue. 1 plus 0.0.1 gives you 1.001. But for FP16, your value might be rounded to 1 because our precision is lowered. What does this entail? After the update, your weight doesn't change. This leads to imprecise weight updates. How to solve the problem of the low precision training then? It's not the end of the world. Here enters the solution, mixed precision training. The idea is we keep the master weights in full precision. We keep a copy of this FP32 weights. In the actual computation, we cast it to FP16 and perform the forward pass, which is computation expensive. Also, the backward pass is done in the low precision of 16 bits, gradient in 16 bits. But now you may wonder, if the gradient is in 16 bits, wouldn't it be imprecise? That's why we will cast it back to 32 bits and get this high precision gradients, more accurate, and then we perform the gradient update of this weight minus the learning rate multiplied by the gradient. And now your gradient is in 32-bit and your weights are in 32-bit. This gives you a much more accurate precision and solved the imprecise weight update issue. So voila, you have utilized the Tensor Core for computation, but also keep your accuracy using mixed precision training. You might wonder, how can I get started with this mixed precision training? How to program the Tensor Cores? The good news is there is a library that does all the hard works for you. It is called Transformer Engine, where you define the attention layers in Transformer Engine. You don't need to write the low-level CUDA or C++. You only need to call those composable blocks imported from the engine. And they are compatible with PyTorch transformer layers. Then you will use a autocast feature when performing the forward pass. This enables a large computation improvement in those forward paths. You can not only use FP16, you can even use lower precisions, such as 8-bit or even 4-bit, to maximize speed and minimize memory usage. How does this look like in real code? Let's give a quick demo. The link in the repo, this repository demonstrates optimization techniques of transformer models. How to implement a transformer engine? You simply import transformer engine.pytorch as TE. Now you initialize a transformer layer with the hidden size, the number of heads, just like how you would initialize a PyTorch attention layer or MLP layer. And the good things, it will automatically fuse the MLP and attention together with a single transformer layer. So you can pass in the parameters very easily. To call the forward pass, you simply say this transformer layer and then pass in the input. What's better? You can define a recipe such as FP8, FP16, or even FP4, and you can choose any format, such as a 4-bit for exponent, or even more bits of exponent if you want a higher dynamic range. You define this recipe, and then with the training, you just need 2 lines. One is using this recipe, and then perform your forward pass. What is the result? If you run Python benchmark, comparing the baseline with the transformer engine, let's run a comparison. Here's the results. For the baseline, you get 1 point speed up, but for transformer engine, you get 15 times speed up. So the latency is reduced only with 2 lines of code in the forward pass, and defining the transformer blocks is almost as easy as in PyTorch. If you want to experiment with even lower precision, feel free to try different precisions and then try the speed up by yourself. The code is linked in the description below. Finally, in this lecture, you have learned how Tensor Core works. It is a dedicated matrix multiplication unit that accelerates deep learning workloads. How to get Tensor Cores? check out Rev to reserve Hopper or Blackwell instances. But to leverage the Tensor Core, you need a mixed precision training paradigm. So your software needs to adapt. And that's when this transformer engine comes in. It defines all those transformer blocks and lowers the precision for you. Thank you for watching.